Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Elkin Athletic Center here on campus at Ensworth High School. Tonight, we have a boys basketball matchup, but not just any matchup. This is what these teams have been playing for all season long. It's tournament time. Well, sort of. It's the district playing game. Winner will make it into the state tournament. Loser will see their season end tonight. Your Ensworth Tigers playing host to the Pope John Paul II Knights. These are two teams that have seen a lot of each other, know a lot about each other. It will be the third meeting between these two teams tonight. Ensworth trying to complete the season sweep, one that they thought they had already completed, winning the two regular season matchups by scores of 77-49 and 82-60. But as many of you know, this is an Ensworth team that has transformed throughout the season. A couple players in and out of lineups, but this is the lineup that they have had and the roster that they have had for the past few months, led by Devaki Gar and Malik Dia. Malik Dia has been on a tear recently, putting together a 20-point, 20-rebound game over the past couple weeks. And the Tigers are going to need something like that out of him if they want to watch their season continue and make it into the official state tournament. We're just about ready for this one to tip off, but first we'll have the starting lineups and the national anthem down on the court. Stick with me here on Ensworth Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this afternoon's contest between Pope John Paul II Knights and the Ensworth Tigers. First starting lineups for Pope John Paul II. Number 1, Joseph Bills. Number 4, Connor Turf. Number 11, Sam Specht. Number 23, Sabina Otira. And number 24, Tristan Conger. And now for your Ensworth Tigers, number 2, Devaki Gar. Number 5, Tony Gaines. Number 10, John Kelly. Number 35, Malik Dia. And number 44, Mason Curtis.
The starting five, first for the Knights, Bills, Turf, Specht, Otira, and Conger. And for the Tigers, it's Gar, Gaines, Kelly, Dia, and Curtis. So the freshman Curtis making his way into the starting lineup, and no surprises really from either side. And we will have Specht and Dia tip it off. Specht wins it back to Conger. So Conger guarded by John Kelly as we get underway. This is a JPII team that likes to spread it out wide. 5 shooters on the floor at all times. Yes, including the 6'7", Sam Specht. As Turf fires a corner 3 and drills it right off the bat. And Ensworth's going to try to run off the made basket. It's Gar, guarded by Turf. Gets it to Curtis on the near side. Now it's Kelly. Kelly working in the corner, has Dia, the big man, up high. He's got a size advantage over pretty much everybody on the floor, especially over Otira, who's going to be the one guarding him for most of the night tonight. That's a matchup to watch. See if Dia can take advantage on the inside. He should be able to. See if the Tigers try to feed them. It's been a common strategy throughout this season, especially late in the season. He gets it double teamed, spinning into the lane and finishing through contact is Malik Dia. And we're going to see a fast-paced game, very hectic all the way through as Mason Curtis gets the block in transition but touches it while landing out of bounds. The Knights will hold on to possession, at least for the moment. Conger will inbound it. Looking into Specht, gets it over the top of Gaines. Gaines guarding the most dangerous offensive player. And Specht in a huge block from Malik Dia, but he can't track it down. Picked up by Conger, then poked away by Gaines. And Gar through the lane gets the touch with the left. The Euro step and the finish, and the Tigers take the lead 4-3. Hard to even get a sentence out during a possession with the pace that these two teams like to play at. They like to run and gun. They like to spread the floor. We could be in for a very high-scoring game tonight as Gar, working on the defensive end, whistled for the foul. Just a little bit of pullback there. He'll pick up his first. JPII will hang on to possession here, inbound from beneath their own basket. And Kelly jumping with his back to the inbounder, able to get a hand on that ball and knock it away. Now here comes Gar. Dia, top of the key. He's going to take that. He's got that range. Too strong that time, though. Rebound Specht. Specht hesitates a little bit, then drives in, kicks it to Bills in the corner. Bills through the lane, finds Otira. Otira out to Specht, corner three. That's good. So a pair of threes making up the 6 points for the Knights as we get a quick stoppage. Some sort of debris on the floor, and now we'll get another stoppage as Mason Curtis needs to tend to his shoelaces. It'll be Gar. 5:45 on the first quarter clock, 6-4 your score. The Tigers trail by 2. Curtis on the left wing. Now Dia right back to the freshman Curtis. Gar, catch and shoot, quick release, too strong. Rebound Bills. Bills will take it himself, at least for the moment, and he finds Conger. Specht now the number one offensive option for this Knights team. He's doubled as he gets into the lane. Bills able to track that one down. Otira fires a three. And this is what JPII wants to do. They want to spread you out. They want to shoot a lot of threes. They're 3 for 3 so far, 9 points. 3 different players making those threes. As Gaines gets it inside and bodies flying all over the place, it's Bills on the deck, and he takes out Gaines, and Bills is going to get whistled for the foul. Noah Jamison checking into the game now for the Tigers. First time we've seen the senior tonight. Curtis finds Jamison off the inbound, thought about a corner three right off the bat. Centers it up, looking for Dia inside. JPII is going to try to double team him all night long if he gets the ball on the interior. Jamison thought about a three, hesitates, then fires anyways and drills it straight on. (9-7) now. The Tigers trail by 2. Parker Wainwright getting ready to check in for the Tigers. Specht fakes inside, drives baseline, and able to get the mid-range jumper. The first non-three-point shot taken by the Knights so far in this one. Curtis now on the left wing. Inside to Dia. Dia fakes. One dribble, fadeaway, too strong. Rebound Gaines goes up through some contact from Bills and finishes for the easy 2. Something that Gaines is so good at. We've seen it all season long. Offensive rebounding is the name of the game, and Tony Gaines is your guy. Conger tries to drive left, kicks it out to Turf up high. Turf near the logo, gets it to Bills. Bills looking for somewhere to go, guarded by the freshman Curtis. An offensive foul as Conger lowers the shoulder into the body of Noah Jamison. A good job by Jamison drawing the foul there, giving his team a chance to at least tie as Parker Wainwright checks in for Mason Curtis. 3:47, we're past the midway point of the first quarter. 11-9 is the score. JPII, the visitors on top for the time being, into Dia, and there's 3 bodies around him, and he spins baseline and finishes high off the glass. Feed the big dog down low, especially when he's got a size advantage over everybody on the floor. They're going to try to throw 2-3 bodies at him all night, but if he can score over 2-3 bodies, no need to change that strategy. Otira now working inside. That's a beautiful find from Elijah Hollins. Recently checked in, drove baseline, drew the attention of the defense, and found the wide open Otira. Wainwright thought about a corner three off the feed from Gar. Gar gets it back. He's guarded by Turf. Fakes right, goes back to the middle for Gaines. Dia down low, 3 bodies on him. He's got to find somewhere to go. He's going to pull up for a baseline jumper. Airmails that one. Now Hollins off to the races. Gar tried to lay in wait for the charge, but a wise play from Hollins to stop and pop a little floater over the top before any contact. 2.5 minutes as Gar tries to respond with a floater of his own, but airmails that one. A little bit of hero ball the last couple possessions from Gar and Dia as Gar will get a breather. Fred Butler checking into the game now. I'd like to see either one of those guys on either of those possessions pass out of that, find the open man. Dia should be able to find at least one of his open teammates every time he touches the ball if the Knights are going to continue to send 2 and 3 bodies at him when he gets it in the paint. Hollins now takes a 3, misses that one. Gaines is there. Gaines finds Butler in the corner. He's going to step back, fire a 3 of his own. That one off the mark, and Specht will handle it. Specht trying to get across midcourt, swarming defense from Tony Gaines, but a little too much contact there. Gaines is going to pick up his first foul of the night. The second one on the Tigers as we got 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Kenny McKinley checking into the game. Tony Gaines will get a breather. Inbound to Conger. Bothered by Jamison as he gets across midcourt. Drives in. Dia got a piece of that one, but blocked it right to Otira, who is laying in wait. Just an unlucky situation there. And a little bit of miscommunication as the ball was just kind of floating around near the 3-point line. Minute 30, 90 seconds. Butler has it. Looking inside to Dia, 2 bodies waiting for him there. 3 Knights go after him. Dia, a little turnaround jumper, won't go. Really love to see him pass out of those, find an open teammate. There's going to be somebody open as Otira, trying to fight through the contact, gets fouled by Noah Jamison. And Otira will head to the line to shoot a pair. That's the first of the night on Jamison. Otira off the mark on the first, and 4 substitutions for the Tigers. Start with the one easy one for the Knights. It's Joseph Bills checking in for Connor Turf. And it's going to be basically a line change for the Tigers. Everybody coming out except for Gar. So the 5 on the floor for the Tigers: Kelly, Curtis, Jamison, Gar, and Gaines. For the Knights, it's Bills, Conger, Hickson, Hollins, and Specht. And a nice backdoor cut from Devaki Gar, cutting baseline, gets behind the defense and gets the easy 2. However, the Tigers still trail by 5. We're inside a minute to play in the first. Conger kicks it out to Hollins. Hollins spinning through the lane, driving in, and another offensive foul. This one, once again, drawn by Noah Jamison. That's 2 drawn charges so far. With 48.6, the Tigers will have a chance to make this a 1-point or 1-possession game. Dia checking into the game. A little confusion about who was supposed to come out. It will be Jamison. And Jamison did a good job protecting the paint by drawing that foul. The Knights were eager to drive in and try to get something a little bit easier than a 3-pointer with Malik Dia on the bench, but that didn't last too long. Couldn't get anything out of it. The Tigers seem content to just hang out near the logo. It's Gaines, nobody coming out to guard him. They're going to try to hold for the last shot, and they should be able to do so successfully. Gaines now directing traffic with 20 seconds left. And it's Conger who's his defensive assignment. Conger's just kind of hanging out near the 3-point line, waiting for Gaines to come to him. Now he does, gets into his motion. Gar, back to Gaines. Gar for 3, A little too strong, rebound Gaines, and he is fouled in the act. So Tony Gaines will have a chance for a pair of free throws. A beautiful little flare screen set up as Gar cut towards the ball, then backed up, and Malik Diaz set just a bone-crushing screen to Spring Devaki, but he could not convert regardless. Gaines, right place, right time. How many times have we said that this season as he knocks down the first? McKinley and Butler checking into the game with 4.1 left, ahead of Gaines' second free throw. And it looks like Parker Wainwright's probably going to come in for Gaines if he makes the second, but he doesn't. Ball is loose. We'll see who the last touch is off the baseline. They're going to call that out of play off McKinley. And now Wainwright comes in for Gaines to the last 2.8. JPII is probably just going to need to throw up a prayer unless they can spring somebody on this out-of-bounds play. Conger at the buzzer, got it off. Can't get it to go. Pretty good effort from Conger there as time expired, but after 8 minutes, the Knights with the lead over the Tigers here at the Elkin Athletic Center. 18-14 is your score. You're watching Ensworth Live. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back to the Elkin Athletic Center here on campus at Ensworth High School. Nate Stein with you on Ensworth Live. The second quarter of action just about to start off. It will be Tiger ball after the break, trailing by 4 to the visiting Knights from Pope John Paul II. Gar and Dia back into the game after the break, and Dia will get it at the top of the key to start things off. Spinning into a triple team, tries to get it out. Sam Specht was there waiting. And we get a 3 in the key call, I believe. Dia just not clearing out fast enough after dishing that ball out, and now Dia will come out of the game. Kenny McKinley coming back in to replace him. Another big body for this Tigers team. Doesn't quite have the size height-wise as Dia does, but can still patrol the paint with the best of them. Kelly goes down hard after a screen. Specht with it in the corner. He's got the advantage in the mismatch over Gar, but a good double team from Kelly. Kicked out to Otira, no good, and Gar gets the rebound. Tigers off to the races. Gar swings it over. Kelly gets it, battling into the paint and draws the foul, so he will get 2 freebies. And the next best thing for the Tigers, if they couldn't get a bucket in transition, is get John Kelly at the line. Foul's going against Elijah Hollins there. That's his second. And Kelly will knock down the first. Dia checking back into the game. Really quick shifts here. Coach Bowers almost treating this like a hockey rotation with just 4 guys on the bench. As we see Noah Jameson come to the scorer's table, he's going to check in after this free throw as Kelly knocks down the second, and Curtis will come out of the game as Jameson checks in. So just a 1-possession game now, 18-16. The Knights lead their hometown Tigers. Turf will handle the ball handling for the Knights. He gets it to Bills, top of the key. Looking for Hickson, and Bills tries to take it in himself. That shot affected by a couple of Tiger defenders, and Dia comes away with it. Gar now swings it around. It's Jameson, inside Gaines. Dia all alone, down low. The foul, count the bucket. Malik Dia with the size advantage. He got great position in the low post, and the double team was just a split second too late on the rotation. There's not a whole lot you can do when you let Dia get that kind of positioning in the post. And he finishes the three-point play. And the Tigers take a 1-point lead, 19-18, with 6:50 to play in the second quarter. So after the hot start from deep for the Knights, we haven't seen them take a lot of threes, let alone make them. As Speck drives in, blocked by Dia. And then travels with it. Malik Dia showing off a little defensive prowess. You know he's got the size, but that doesn't always mean that these big men have the quickness or the fast twitch ability to block shots. Dia's got 3 blocks already tonight. We'll keep an eye on that one. Curtis on the left wing. Back to Dia. He's going to fire a 3, no hesitation. That one off the mark. Long rebound to Kelly in the corner. Jamison has it. Curtis all alone, far side. Thought about a 3, looked inside for Dia, couldn't get him. And swung back around to Kelly. Near side wing has Curtis flashing through the paint. Kicks it out to Jamison instead. Jamison backing up, trying to find some space. Shovels it to Kelly, and back up top Gaines. Once again, Jamison. Tigers doing a pretty good job of moving without the ball. Dia's got to find somebody here. He kicks it out to Curtis, drawing the double team inside to Gaines, and Gaines finds the 2, so good ball movement. That's what you like to see. If the Knights are going to throw 3 bodies at Malik Dia, there's going to be at least 2 players open out of his teammates. He made the right decision there, swinging it across to Curtis. Specht thought about a 3, takes 1 dribble, steps inside, off the mark, rebound Jamison. Tigers up 3, 5:25 on the clock. Kelly pump fakes and gets it to Jamison. Had Dia all alone, gets it in there now. He's solo, one-on-one, can't finish. Rebound Gaines. Gaines does finish. Now we will get a timeout from Coach Charles Wade of the Knights. Just going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stick here on Ensworth Live. But those last few possessions, you've seen just the options that Malik Dia has when he gets the ball. If he's forced out of the paint, he's going to get doubled or even triple teamed. He's got to be able to have the court vision to find one of his open teammates. We saw him do that 2 possessions ago, found Mason Curtis with a little bit of a dangerous skip pass, got away with one possibly, but then Curtis was able to shovel it down low to Gaines. Then the second time he decided he wanted to go up, went up strong. I like the play there, going up strong, trying to draw some contact. Didn't get the whistle. However, with the double team rotating over to him on the opposite side, Tony Gaines, all alone, gets the rebound, finishes for 2 easy points. Tigers up by 5, 5:12 on the clock out of the timeout. Turf to inbound. Turf has Conger, and Kelly's going to pick him up pretty much full court. Not a really aggressive press, but at least letting him know that he's there. Conger tries to drive left. Now swung around, it's Turf on the near side. Baseline is blocked off, kicks it out to Hickson. Hickson pump fakes, drives in, and Gar looking for the jump ball. Maybe got a hand on the ball, but just a little bit too much on the arm as well. And Gar is going to pick up his second foul. And with that, he will head to the bench as Noah Jamison comes in. Looking up top for Turf, but before it can get in, an offensive foul away from the ball. I think that's going to go against Otira, trying to get some positioning on Dia, and that's what it will be. So that's number 2 on Sabino Otira. The first 2 times that these teams met during the regular season, Otira was one of the only players for JP2 that could slow down Dia on his own. So keep an eye on him. If he gets into foul trouble, Malik Dia could have a field day. Otira trying to front Dia as Jamison swings it around to Wainwright. Now Kelly. Kelly driving baseline. Dia gets it out on the wing. Bills almost jumped into that passing lane as Jamison throws up a floater from pretty much the free throw line and knocks it down. Tigers up by 7 now. They extend to their largest lead of the game. 25-18 as we approach the midway point of the second quarter. Conger driving in, finds Hickson in the corner. Guarded by Wainwright, drives in, Wainwright blocks it. Kelly comes away, trying to push the pace a little bit, forward to Jamison. Now Wainwright thought about a 3. Good recovery by Hickson to at least challenge him. Now Gaines swings it back to Jamison. Inside to Dia. There's the double team, who's going to be open. Swings it across, it's Wainwright. Now Jamison, great ball movement from the Tigers, but Jamison just rims out the three. It's the right play there. It's the right decision from all of those players. Just not the right result as Dia picks up another block. Oh, they're going to call a foul on that. Dia, just his first foul here with 3.5 to play in the first half. Not sure I agree with that one. Looked like a pretty clean block. Maybe just not obeying the rule of verticality for Dia. Just 5 team fouls on the Tigers as Conger misses the first. Struggled a little bit from the charity stripe tonight. So both Sam and Eli Specht will check back into the game for the Knights. Fred Butler into the game, Mason Curtis, and Kenny McKinley coming in. So a pretty big lineup for the Tigers. It's not often that you see the trio of McKinley, Curtis, and Dia all on the floor together. 3 of their tallest players on the roster as Butler swings it around to Kelly. Dia right back to Kelly, thought about a deep 3, hesitates. Now Curtis. Butler trying to draw a foul as it was run through by Specht. Kelly now taking this 3, that one won't go. Dia, too big down low, rises up over the top of Specht and puts it back for an easy 2. The Tigers up by 8 now. Sam Specht on the other end, trying a quick 3, no good. McKinley with the board. Here comes Curtis pushing the pace, as the Tigers do. Kelly inside. Dia catch and shoot, no good. Rebound Specht. A little bit of frenetic pace here. The Tigers in control of the game, up by 8. I'd like to see them try to slow things down a little bit as Turf tries a corner 3, blocked by Curtis and saved in bounds. Great heads-up play by Curtis, not only with the aggressive closeout, able to get a hand on it, but keeping his feet in bounds and saving the ball. Not giving up on any possession as McKinley banks one in from the corner of the free throw line. It may be after business hours, but ladies and gentlemen, the bank is still open. Conger, guarded by Kelly, probes and pulls back to the corner. Still trying to find some space. Long 2 won't go. Butler gets the rebound. Butler now pushing the break. Swings it across. Curtis steps into a 3. No good. Dia gets the rebound, though. Had a little space, but he's going to take it out to the three-point line himself and drill one. The Tigers getting everything to click here in the second quarter. They trailed by 4 after the first 8 minutes, now lead by 13 with 95 seconds to play in the half. Turf driving in, finds Specht. Specht runs through him, an offensive foul. The Tigers can do no wrong here in the second. Fred Butler that time taking the free throw. Kelly and Jamison getting ready to check, or pardon me, Gaines and Jamison getting ready to check into the game. The ref trying to get them to duck down so he can make the call. Eli Specht, the one picking up the offensive foul on that last possession. It was Gar and Dia getting a break as Jamison and Gaines checked in. Now Butler has it on the wing. Curtis. McKinley lost it momentarily, but able to track it down. He was lucky that there wasn't a defender within 6 or 7 feet of him that deep, almost near the logo. We're inside a minute now left in the first half. 32-19 still the score. Tigers really can hold for the last shot here. It looks like that's what they're going to try to do. But an offensive foul, it's going to be Mason Curtis. I think they're going to call him for a moving screen, trying to spring Tony Gaines. Gaines knowingly nods as Malik Dia and Parker Wainwright check in, and it'll be McKinley and Butler checking out. Otira checking in for the Knights as well. No surprise with Dia coming back in. And great defense from the Tigers, covering the entire length of the floor on a random side out of bounds in the last minute, forcing another timeout to be called by the Knights to avoid a 5-second violation. Just a 30-second timeout. So a second quarter explosion is the story tonight. The Tigers with a little bit of a slow start. We've seen that before, but we have not really seen this kind of response in the second 8 minutes as we've seen tonight. Shots started falling. Dia started finding his open teammates, passing out of double and triple teams. It led to a lot of open looks, a lot of open layups, and that's not even to mention on the defensive end. 3 or 4 charges drawn by the Tigers defenders so far, and 4 blocks by Dia, a block by Curtis on the 3-point line that he turned into a fast break opportunity. Everything bouncing the Tigers' way so far. With 40 seconds, we'll see if they can close out the half on a high note. Speck tries to drive in, stolen away by Gaines. Curtis pushes it ahead. Dia driving through the lane, lays it up and in. The big man with the soft touch. 34-19 now. Otira gets it down low, driving in, blocked from behind. It's Dia, that's his 5th of the night. The Knights recover, Hollins kicks it out. Turf gonna try a deep 3, that one won't go. Gaines has it, 1 man to beat, it's Conger. Gaines jumps up, avoids contact, can't get it to go, but driving behind is Jamison. And he lost the ball. They're gonna whistle a foul. I think that's gonna go against Hollins. If it does, that's his 3rd. And it does and it will be. In the bonus are the Tigers, so no Jamison will have a 1-and-1 opportunity with 8.5 seconds to play in the half and a chance to extend this Tiger lead farther. First one from Jamison is good. He earns himself free throw number 2. We'll get a substitution here as Kenny McKinley checks in for Malik Dia. He'll essentially just get an extended halftime break with 8.5 seconds left before they head to the locker room. Jamison's second on the way, and he drills it, and into the game comes John Kelly as Wainwright will get an extended halftime breather as well. Seven seconds. Hollins pushes it ahead. Turf goes into the corner. 2 on the clock. Corner 3 partially blocked by Gaines, and that will do it on the first half. If you didn't believe me about the second quarter explosion, the score at the end of the first quarter was 18-14 in favor of the Knights. The Tigers just went on an 8-minute long 22-1 run for the entirety of the second quarter. That is how you take control of a game and how you take momentum. 17-point Tiger lead as they head into the locker room for the halftime break. I'm Nate Stein. You're watching Ensworth Live. We'll be back after halftime. Welcome back to the Elkin Athletic Center here on campus at Ensworth High School. Nate Stein with you on Ensworth Live. Minute left to go in the halftime break as the teams are out of the locker rooms and preparing for the second half of action. We will see what adjustments the Knights under Coach Charles Wade have made in the locker room after what was just a devastating second quarter, absolutely dominated by the Tigers, a 22-1 run for the entirety of that quarter. That wasn't just a portion of it. The Knights only got 1 point. It was the free throw from Tristan Conger. He went 1 of 2 on his trip. Other than that, the Knights couldn't get anything going offensively and were just outmatched on the defensive end of the floor. And that led to the Tigers having a commanding 17-point lead as we get ready to start the second quarter, or the second half rather, the third quarter. Third quarter is underway as Conger gets the ball. He's guarded by Kelly. Into the corner for Specht. Holland, straightaway three, fires it. No good. Gar with the rebound. Pushing it ahead. Gaines through some contact, lays it up and in. Another easy two for Tony Gaines. And things just looking like they're going to continue the way they went in that second quarter after that first possession. A miss on one end leading to points on the other as Specht can't get the free throw jumper to go. Gaines this time in transition. Gar thought about a deep three. He walked with it though. Mind moving just a little bit faster than his feet as Devaki Gar will turn that one over. Not something we've seen a lot of tonight. The Tigers have protected the ball well. It's something they struggled with at times this season. Specht has it far side, guarded by Curtis. Up high, Otira, he fires a three and he drills it. So a good sight if you're a fan of the JPII Knights. Already more points here in the first minute of the third quarter than the entire second quarter. Kelly has it, swings it around. Gar, guarded by Turf. Gaines now has Kelly on the wing. Catch, hesitates. Thought about firing a three, had plenty of space to do so if he wanted to. Gaines directing traffic now, looking inside, wants Dia. He's guarded by Otira. Kelly gonna fire a three and drills it straight on. So dueling three-pointers there as Kelly, I think he regretted not taking that the first time he touched the ball on that possession. Didn't let an opportunity go to waste the second time. Specht driving inside, finds Otira, and he gets the bucket and the foul. I think it's gonna be Kelly whistled for that one. And Wilby got him in the head, so Otira now with an opportunity for a three-point play. One free throw coming for the senior forward. And Otira can't get it to go. The Knights just snake-bitten from the charity stripe tonight. Not having much luck on the freebies. 2 minutes gone, 41-24 the score, Tigers in control. Dia passes through the baseline, found Gar, couldn't get to go. Offensive rebound, the Tigers got a guy, his name's Tony. Tony Gaines, another offensive board followed by another easy two. He's well on his way to a double-double of points and rebounds as Turf gets a good look at a corner three and he knocks that one down. So JP2 starting to find the range a little bit. Now a 16-point Tiger lead. Curtis thought about firing one, try to match. Gets it up high for Gaines. Inside Dia, three Knights guarding him. He tries to go up and over Otira. The baseline jumper won't finish. Good look at it from Dia. It's a little too strong off the glass, and now Dia gonna get whistled for the foul as Conger was driving through the lane. They're gonna say he was in the act of shooting there. That's just 2 fouls on Dia, not much to worry about yet. Foul trouble was something that Dia struggled with early on in the season, but we've seen him make great strides later on. As Conger knocks down the first free throw, and into the game will come Noah Jamison, Looks like he's going to replace Devaki Gar for the time being. Conger knocks down the second. That is the first time we've seen a Knight go 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Possibly a sign of good things to come for JPII, starting to turn around a little bit. Just a 14-point Tiger lead now. The Knights trying to cut into the deficit little by little, chipping away. The Tigers led by as many as 19 here in the third. Jamison slow playing it, gets it over to Kelly. Gaines on the baseline, out to Kelly. Kelly double team, gets it to Gaines. Jamison into the lane, and one of the smallest players on the floor got a good look inside the paint but couldn't finish. The Knights have numbers. Turf slows it down. Good job by Kelly, somehow guarding multiple players and knocks Speck out of bounds, stepped on the baseline. Great defense from Kelly. Realized that Gaines was a little bit late in coming back after he lost his footing down low and played the duo of Speck and Turf perfectly in transition. Stayed close enough to Turf where he couldn't get off a good three, but also dissuaded him from just dishing it to a wide open Speck. Something that won't necessarily show up in the scorebook. But John Kelly, I see you. I see you on defense. Kelly now on offense, driving into the lane, floating up, can't get it to go. Conger gets the rebound. Conger trying to drive all the way, a big collision as Conger goes down hard. We get a foul, they're gonna call it on the floor. Gaines is gonna pick up the foul there. That's his second. 3 team fouls already against the Tigers here in the first half of the third quarter. They played a very clean first half. The Knights did not even get into the bonus. They're not necessarily on pace for that here in the second half. As Otira drives in, kicks it to Hollins in the corner. Turf, open three. Little short there off the front iron. Rebound Kelly. Now Gar pushing the pace. Gaines inside, Dia. Jump hook won't go. Hollins gets the board, and another foul will go against Tony Gaines. He doesn't like that call. That's his third. So 3 fouls on Gaines. Not what you want to see if you're Coach Ricky Bowers, one of your best defenders, just period. Not necessarily perimeter defender, not necessarily interior defender, not help defender, just one of your best defenders straight up. Gaines is going to have to take a seat on the bench for at least a little bit. We might not see him again until the fourth with 3 fouls. As Hollins will catch and shoot a deep three, and he hits it. Here come the Knights, just down by 11 as they found the offensive touch and are getting it done on the defensive end as well here in the second half. 3:27 to play. Devaki Gar with the answer. A deep three. That young man's range is limitless. Speck gets it to Otira. Now Conger. As the Knights swing it around, back to Hollins. We'll see if Hollins tries to answer. Guarded by McKinley. Driving in, finds Specht in the corner. Specht has some space, kicks it out. Otira driving through the lane. They're going to call a blocking foul on Noah Jamison, just a little bit late sliding into the path of Otira. Trying to draw the charge. Seen him draw 2 already tonight. Couldn't get lucky on the third. As Mason Curtis checks back in for Kenny McKinley with 2:55 left on the third quarter clock. Inbound play to Otira, and one opportunity as Jamison picks up 2 quick fouls, and now he's going to have 3 on the night. And the next foul will put the Knights into the bonus already. 0 fouls for the Knights. They played a much cleaner quarter than the Tigers, and it's showing up in the box score. The Knights just getting the Tigers just getting a little lackadaisical on all ends of the court, but Otira can't finish the 3-point play. A little bit of luck. 46-34. The Tigers still in control, but there's going to be a lot of free throws coming for the Knights if the Tigers can't clean up their play on the defensive end. As Butler lost it for a second, then found Gar. Kicks it out. Curtis fires a 3. That one's short. Turf gets the rebound. Hollins Running point for the Knights, gets it to Conger. Inside 2.5 to play. And now Gar's going to get whistled for the foul as Conger drives through the lane. And we got free throws already for the Knights. Now Devaki Gar's got 3 fouls. So Gaines, Dia, Gar, and Jamison all with 3 fouls, and that is 7 team fouls here in just the first 6 minutes, not even 5.5 minutes of the third quarter. Ricky Bowers cannot be happy with the just lack of discipline and excessive fouling that his team is going through here. Conger knocks down the first of the 1-and-1. He'll earn himself a second. And Conger goes 2 of 2. It's just a 10-point lead now. Boy, would the Knights be happy just to get to single digits before the fourth quarter, but with the way they're playing, they might have their sights set a little bit higher. Gar has it. Gets it to Kelly, far side of the court. The Tigers trying to slow things down a little bit, regain control. McKinley, now Gar once again. Tigers content to pass around the perimeter. Now Gar driving in. Lost control momentarily and loses it out of bounds. And the Knights have life. You can hear the energy in the gym shifting to the visiting fans and the visiting bench. Tigers need to make something happen here, or else that 22-1 run will have been all for naught in the second quarter, as Conger taking over this game. Floater over the top of Dia. Now an 8-point lead for the Tigers. So single digits may have been the goal for the quarter, but they have surpassed that already. A minute plus left. Dia's going to try to fire a 3, too strong. And here come the Knights. Conger driving into the lane, goes into the body of Dia. Good job staying vertical as Butler goes down hard and pulling that rebound down, but thrown away too far out in front of John Kelly. So the Tigers got to stop, but could not convert on the other end. Gave it right back. Inside a minute to play in the third quarter. Turf has it. Now Hollins. Speck trying to find some space into the lane, guarded by McKinley, can't get it to go. Good defense by McKinley, and Dia gets the rebound. Dia has it at the logo. He's going to need to make some sort of move as he's guarded by Otira. He spins back to the center of the court. Dribble handoff to Jamison. Butler with it, guarded by Turf. Butler looking for somewhere to go, finds Dia. Near side wing. Out to Curtis. Curtis looking for somewhere to go, throws it away, but gets lucky, tipped off of Otira, trying to take a step and out of bounds. And with 5.5 seconds left in the quarter, Devaki Gar and Tony Gaines will check back in for McKinley and Butler. First we've seen of Gaines since he picked up his third foul, and you have to believe that that is part of how the Knights were able to make this sort of run and cut this down to a single-digit game. And Curtis gives it away. Turf lays it in at the buzzer. A 6-point game as we head to the fourth. The Tigers have led by as many as 19. And after a second quarter where the Knights couldn't get anything going, they could not miss and could do no wrong in the third. Eased along by the lack of discipline on the defensive end from the Tigers. 7 fouls. The Knights did not commit a single one. We'll take a quick break ahead of the final quarter. This playing game is going to come down to the wire. 46-40, Tigers on top. You're watching Ensworth Live. Welcome back to the Elkin Athletic Center. Nate Stein with you here on Ensworth Live. The fourth quarter just moments away. And boy, do we have a game on our hands. Looked like it might not be the case at halftime, but the Knights came out of the locker room break like they were shot out of a cannon. And as dominant as the Tigers were in the second quarter, the Knights were that dominant in the third. And now, with just a 6-point advantage, the Tigers have their work cut out for them, especially since the Knights are already in the bonus. Any foul for the rest of this quarter, the rest of this game, will send the Knights to the free throw line. So the Tigers need to play smart. They can't get too aggressive as Kelly gets it out. Gar looking inside, has Dia. Dia spinning baseline, off the glass, can't get it to go. Gaines fighting for the rebound, comes away with it, lays it in. And Tony Gaines playing with 3 fouls now in the fourth quarter, a little bit more comfortable, but that's what you miss when he's not on the floor. Just an absolute grinder in the paint, will battle for every offensive rebound. He's got 5 or 6 just on the offensive side tonight, as Dia can't affect that shot from Conger. His team's trading layups so far. Gar. Guarded by Turf. He's looking to find Dia inside. Now does so. Double team. Dia kicks it out to Kelly. Gaines with it. And Holland's going to be whistled for the foul. Just the first foul of the second half from the Knights. And I believe that's going to be the 4th on Hollins. It is, so he's going to have to come out of the game now. Joseph Bills will check in. Gaines gets it into Gar. Tried to get off a quick 3, but Turf did a good job staying with him. Kelly now has it, guarded by Bills. Over to Curtis, near side. Curtis, guarded by Specht, gets it to Gar up high. Gaines out to Kelly, thought about a 3, gets it back to Gaines. Gar really wants to work it inside to Dia. Does so now, double team coming. Dia floating through the lane, somehow doesn't get that to go. Tony Gaines, once again, an offensive rebound and an easy layup. I feel like a broken record when that happens. It's every other play. Gaines easily into double-double territory now and then backs off and kind of pulls the chair out on Conger there. Now going the other way. And they're going to call an offensive foul. That's 4 on Gaines. So Tony Gaines, with 5 minutes, 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter, is an 8-point game. He's going to have to come out. Noah Jamison will check back in with his 3 fouls. Gaines did everything he could to try to avoid that. Tried to Euro step. Just couldn't quite avoid the contact. We'll see if the Knights can make the same sort of run they did last time Gaines was off the floor in the third quarter. Hickson with it. Over to Conger. Inside, Specht, guarded by Dia. A 3 from Turf won't go. Rebound by Curtis, rising up over Otira. Jamison has it. Now Gar. Gar trying to move towards the baseline, and he's fouled, and this one's going to go against Conger. That's going to be 3 on Conger. Just the second foul of the half against the Knights. Curtis gets it into Dia. Over to Kelly. Kelly rise it up. Defensive foul, block, and 1 opportunity, but Kelly went down hard. Conger picks up his 4th, just a little late in sliding over. That was a very close play. Looked like it could have gone either way, and I think the referee knew it because he waited for dramatic effect. Raised up his arm, then counted the bucket. So the Tiger lead back to 10 points with 5:18 left in the game. 52-42, John Kelly at the line with an opportunity to convert the 3-point play. That one off wide right. Dia battling for the rebound with Hickson, and that will go off Hickson. So the missed 3-point opportunity, but turns into another possession for the Tigers. And Kelly's going to come out of the game looking a little shaken up after he went down hard. Curtis wasn't going to get it in time. So Ricky Bowers calls a timeout. It's a full timeout. We will take a break as well. 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in this one. Don't miss a second of the action here on Ensworth Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Ensworth Live. Out of the timeout, it will be Tiger ball underneath their own basket, their own offensive basket, that is. Curtis gonna try to get it in this time. Couldn't get in before the 5 seconds last time. This time he has Gar. Gar inside to Dia. He's double teamed, kicks it out. Curtis. Now Jamison had Butler in the corner momentarily, gets it to Gar, catch and shoot. No good. Dia battles and gets the rebound, kicks it out to Butler. The Tigers will reset. Jamison up high. Now Gar, guarded by Turf. Now Butler on the logo. Out to Dia. Tigers trying to slow play it, drain as much clock as possible, leading by 10. 4:40 on the clock now in the fourth quarter. Gar has it, gets it to Jamison. Poked away by Dia. That will go out of bounds. Last touch off the Tigers. So after a very long possession, the Tigers come away with just the 2 points from John Kelly's initial layup. Yes, that is how long ago this possession started. The and one opportunity from Kelly, followed by a missed free throw and a handful of offensive boards for the Tigers. But Hollins catch and shoot three on the money, and a 7-point game now. We approach the midway point of the fourth quarter, 4:10 on the clock. Gar guarded by Turf all the way out towards midcourt. Gar makes a move, gets by him, goes up, lays it in too strong off the glass. Hollins with the board, thought about pushing the pace but slowed it up. Otira tries to drive baseline, cut off by Dia, kicks it across, Specht into Otira. Otira double team, kicks it out, has Turf. Now Hollins, good look at a three. Can't get it to go. Gar flies in to gather the rebound. Three and a half minutes to play with no shot clock. It really is anyone's guess at when the Knights will decide to start fouling, as Otira stole it momentarily, saved it into Gar. Gar fires a three. No good. Rebound Dia. Dia goes up. He is hacked by Otira. Just a frustration foul there that he couldn't get that steal. Well, he got the steal, but then saved it back to Gar. And that's going to be three on Otira, as Dia will head to the line to shoot two. 14 fouls now, so still no bonus. The Knights do have plenty of fouls to give, so they'll be able to aggressively go for steals down the stretch here, at least momentarily, as Dia rattles home the first. Kelly and Wainwright back into the game. Still no gains with his 4 fouls. He might be behind a piece of glass that says 4 emergencies only. In the mind of Ricky Bowers, don't want that tour defender to foul out, as Dia can't get the second to go. Rebound by Conger. He's off to the races. Hollins kicks it across the turf. Now Specht. Back to Conger. Conger trying to drive to the left, and he is fouled. I think that's going to go against Gar, and if it is, that'll be his 4th. So now 4 fouls on both Tony Gaines and Devaki Gar, and immediately Noah Jamison hops up off the bench, so we should see Gar come out here at least for a little bit, and he's going to be sitting on the bench with that same label as Tony Gaines, break in case of emergency. Might try to hold him out to unless they can not avoid overtime, because you definitely don't want to lose either of those two if you're going to have to go to an extra period. 2 for 2 from Conger. And a timeout right after the shot. That's going to be called by Charles Wade, a full timeout. So we'll take a break as well. 3 minutes, 7 seconds left in regulation. 53-47, your score. Tigers on top in this play-in game. It's win or go home for both of these teams here towards the end of the season. You know what? I changed my mind. We're going to stay here with you through this break to talk about that win or go home format. Both these teams in the Central Division of Tennessee 2AA high school basketball. The winner of this game will play host to the Macaulay Blue Tornado later this week on Thursday from the Eastern Division, that team coming from Chattanooga. If it's the Tigers, I'll have the call for you right here on Ensworth Live. If it's the Knights, I'm sorry, I don't have information on their broadcast or their plans for that. But as it stands right now, if the Tigers can hold on, they will be the ones playing host, leading by 6, 53-47, 187 seconds on the clock. It'll be Tiger ball after the 2 made free throws from Conger out of the timeout. Butler has it. Remember, both Gaines and Gar with 4 fouls. The Tigers need to get it across. They do at the last second. Dia has it. Gets it back to Kelly, who's waiting in space very wisely. Jamison. And we get a foul away from the ball. I think that's going to go against Otira. It does, and now that's his 4th. So the foul trouble is not exclusive to the Tigers anymore. Both Conger and Otira with 4 fouls. And I've already mentioned Gar and Gaines with their 4 fouls. We're inside 3 minutes to play, and with no shot clock, the Tigers theoretically can hold the ball as long as they want. And the Knights will have just 1 foul to give now down the stretch as they can try to aggressively go for a steal. And a 5-second violation. Noah Jamison not moving enough off his spot. And that's a costly turnover. Turf gets it in to Conger. Conger playing with his 4 fouls, as is Otira. Otira fires up a 3. That won't go. Rebound Kelly. And you see both Devaki Gar and Tony Gaines getting ready to check back into this game as we approach the 2-minute mark. Dia driving into the lane and draws the foul on Otira. He's going to foul out of this one. That's going to be number 5. That is the 6th team foul on the Knights as well of the second half. So the Tigers now in the bonus as well, as Otira will make his way off the court having fouled out and gets an ovation from the Knight faithful, as he should. He's played a heck of a basketball game. And as a senior, you obviously hate to see him foul out in what could be his last game, as Dia knocks down the first. So 54-47 now, 2 minutes, 7 seconds left. As Curtis gets ready to check back in. And as Dia knocks down the free throw, he will. And it will be Wainwright coming off the floor. 2:07 on the clock, an 8-point Tiger advantage. Just Gar, no Gaines back into the game yet. So Gar playing with his 4 fouls as Hollins drives in, gets past Curtis, and lays it in for 2. It's back to a 6-point game. Gar has it, gets it to Curtis. Butler across to Dia. Dia gonna try to drive in, and he lays it up and in for 2. Conger trying to at least affect that shot, but cannot, and Dia will take the easy basket. The Tigers back on top by 8 with a 1:47 left on the clock, just a 30-second timeout. Tigers looking to hold on and extend their season at least for a few more nights. As I mentioned, the Macaulay Blue Tornado will be coming to town from Chattanooga to face the winner of this game in the official first round of the Tennessee High School State Tournament for Division II AA. Both teams out of the timeout. They have a game plan for these final 107 seconds. Turf will inbound. He gets it into Hollins. Hollins drops it back to Specht. Specht has had a quiet night. The Tigers have done a good job neutralizing the 6'7" senior forward. A deep three from Turf, no good. Dia gets the rebound and gets it over to Gar. Hickson guarding him. Kelly's got to get it across midcourt. Gar pushing the pace, fires it ahead to Butler. Now Gaines up and in. Another 2 points for the Tigers off the press break, not giving the Knights an opportunity to foul. And a travel as Hollins picks it up and took a few steps before putting it on the ground. And he is upset with himself and with the officiating crew on that one as the Tigers extend their lead back to 10 points. 10-point advantage and the ball for the Tigers. Hickson stole it away but saved it back in bounds to Kelly, and now the Knights will foul. Turf sending John Kelly to the free throw line. It will be a 1-and-1 coming for number 10. That's the first foul on Turf. He's played a spectacular game tonight. He started hot from three, slowed down a little bit later in the game, but was a major part of that third quarter run that brought us to this point as Kelly knocks down the first. And the second one won't go. Rebound pulled down by Hickson. Hollins has it. Mid-range jumper off the back iron and in, and a timeout called by Charles Wade to at least save a little bit of clock. 1 minute, 3 seconds, a 9-point Tiger advantage, and a 30-second timeout. So we will stay here with you. They change it to a full timeout. So with 103 and a 103 on the clock and a 9-point Tiger lead, going to be a full timeout, and we will take one as well. Don't miss the end of this one on Ensworth Live. Welcome back to Ensworth Live. Nate Stein with you for the final 63 seconds of regulation. 9-point Tiger advantage. This one is far from over, though, with a team that can shoot as well as JPII. 9 points, just 3 possessions. We saw them hit 3 consecutive three-pointers to start this game. And the Tigers trying to avoid taking the foul and trying to draw as much clock as possible. But Sam Specht able to get the foul off after just 2 seconds running off the fourth quarter clock. They'll send Malik Dia to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. That's the 8th team foul on the night, so they have one more foul just in the single bonus where it'll be a 1-and-1, but then it'll be 2 free throws both ways for every foul. As Dia can't knock down the first, so a good foul by Specht. Here comes Hollins. Hollins pushing the pace, guarded by Dia, slows things up. Kicks it out, but turns it over. Hickson not where he wanted to be. Gar lost his footing, just tripped up a little bit. Does a full somersault, tried to get rid of the ball before the traveling violation, but just could not. An acrobatic play regardless of the outcome. And Gar getting up, not injured, just a little frustrated that he turned it right back over after wanting to ice the game. Conger drives in. Jamison whistled for the foul. He's incredulous, holding his arms up, trying to say he kept to the rule of verticality. I think I tend to agree with him. That's 4 on Jamison. Conger will head to the line to shoot 2, double bonus for the Knights. And Conger knocks down the first. Fred Bailey checking into the game for the Knights as Conger comes out. Inbound to Dia. Dia fouled immediately by Bills, and Dia will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1 once again. They're going to give that foul to Specht instead. That's just his second. With 42 seconds left, regardless of whether it went on him or Bills, it was not going to make much of a difference as Bailey checks right back out and Conger comes right back in, trying to avoid picking up his 5th foul since the Knights knew they were going to foul right away as Dia knocks down the first and earns number 2. So an 8-point lead, or pardon me, 7-point lead for the Tigers. 61-54 with 42.1 seconds left. And the second one, no good from Dia, but a push and just a silly loose ball foul from Mason Curtis. You'd rather have them just get the rebound and have to kill clock taking the ball down the floor. You don't need to get the offensive rebound. Just a small mental lapse from the freshman, his second foul of the night. Now Specht will have 2 looks at this one as the senior heads to the line. Playing in possibly his last high school game of his career, trying to lead a comeback as he knocks down the first. Bills and Bailey will check into the game as Hollins and Conger, who both have 4 fouls, will come out to avoid taking their 5th foul and fouling out. And now Gar will check back into the game for Curtis. And Specht goes 2 of 2, so a 5-point advantage now for the Tigers. The Knights will continue to foul as Dia gets it. Specht will pick up yet another intentional foul. That's going to be number 3 on him. And no surprise, Conger and Hollins getting ready to check back in. Just offense, defense subs. We'll have a free throw shooting contest down the stretch here. Dia knocks down his first. Back to a 6-point advantage for the Tigers. One more coming from Dia from the free throw line. And Dia knocks down both of them, goes 2 of 2. Now Fred Butler checking into the game, and Gar will come out with his 4 fouls, not wanting to give that up on defense just in case. Specht has it, gets it across midcourt. Dia puts up a hand to contest the shot. It's too strong. Rebound by Kelly and another foul. This one depends on who it goes on. It might have been Conger. If it is, he'll be done. And it won't. It'll be Josh Hickson picking up his first. So Conger, you could see him get just a little bit nervous when that whistle blew, knowing he was in the area, not wanting to foul out when it's coming down to free throws. And Kelly will head to the line for 2 free ones. First one from Kelly is good. The Tigers up by 8 now. Second one from Kelly. And that is good. So strong free throw shooting down the stretch for the Tigers. Has them up by 9 points. This is a team that struggled from the free throw line early on in the season. Lots of development there, as I'm sure Coach Bowers harped on it as much as possible as Dia jumps in the passing lane. Has Conger there, knowing he doesn't want to foul him and foul out. And it's Conger and Hollins, the 2 players with 4 fouls. and they don't take the foul. They get it to Kelly, who gets an easy 2. And with 10 seconds, this will just be a formality as Conger drives in. Fred Butler picks up the blocking foul, so we'll get a few more free throws just for fun. But 6.8 left on the clock. This one will pretty much do it, and Coach Wade is going to send in the seniors that he can, as Matthew Shipley will get ready to check into the game for the Knights. First one from Conger, no good. Hickson will come off. Jameson and Garr in for the Tigers. Second one from Conger, short off the front iron, tipped away and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights, but with 4.5 seconds left. Conger gets it in. Hollins fires a 3, banks it home, and then a timeout called with 1.3 on the clock. The three-pointer will make it an 8-point game, but that will pretty much do it. The timeout, I believe, just to control the substitution pattern. Looking through the roster, trying to figure out how many more seniors Coach Wade can get into the game. But at this point, the Tigers will survive and advance. In a winner-go-home situation, they had some very high points and some pretty low points. A very dominant second quarter and a really poor third. All of that led to a nail-biter of a fourth, turned into a free throw shooting competition for a moment there. But the Tigers will officially earn a berth into the Division II AA state tournament after 1.3 seconds of clock run off. Into Garr, and that will do it. The Tigers will play host to the Macaulay Blue Tornado right here in the Elkin Athletic Center on Thursday. I will be on the call with you on Ensworth Live. The JPII Knights had a good season. They finish with a 17-12 overall record, and they will get a standing ovation from their fans, as they should. A hard-fought battle, and frankly, a fun game to be a part of. Thank you for tuning in on Ensworth Live. For Jason Robinson and our entire production crew, I'm Nate Stein. Have a good night.